Okay, Dave Webster here, Identity Crisis Design. Go to idcrisisdesign.com to see my artwork and bona fides. I picked up another product from Spray Gunner, mostly because I've never used a battery-powered compressor, and they had a deal on what is more than likely, very ground-level airbrush. But going through the site, what I had saw here, something that interested me was the modular design batteries that can come off and go back on again, so that you're never without air, you're never waiting for the compressor to recharge. So what comes in the box? It's a decent package. This piece of labeling comes around. This comes packed with this wrapped around it, and it's very interesting because I don't think that this information is ever given out to people who are purchasing one of these. It basically tells you how to connect it, which is, one thing. But over here it'll say regarding the pressure, and some of this is written in, I want to say some places there's some charming broken English. Please ignore the ad, who declare 27 to 32 or 36 psi, which is normally what I spray at when I'm using my regular tools, my regular compressor, and I got something in the way here. My regular compressor in the other room for spraying urethanes and like materials. As this is only the blocking pressure of the motor, so if you've got the entire thing running and you put your thumb on the end of it and run a gauge, it's going to run up to there. While it's working, it's basically giving you 10 to 15, so you're getting a very light pressure, which means whatever material you're working with, you're going to have it thinned out. So basically they're saying it's not accurate, which is nice. It's a nice piece of information. So everything in this box, the airbrush, the hose, all the brushes for cleaning, wrench, protective cap, extra battery, charging cable, that was all $85. Free shipping, and it was a straight $85 flat. So just to give you an idea, you guys go searching for stuff online, your different batteries and stuff, you're getting a continuous energy, continuous air because of the modular design, and a baseline airbrush that doesn't totally suck for $85. You could really do a lot worse. In fact, it's probably easy to do a lot worse. Okay, and under here, since we're unpacking everything, standard air hose. Come on, get back in there. Charging cable, extra battery, which basically comes on and off, and there's a little instruction here so that you line up your arrows when you're putting it on, and you turn it and off you go. I did find while I was charging this battery, it charges pretty quick. I think I only had it plugged in for 5 minutes, and it was up to 100. Basic instructions telling you everything that I just told you. Needle cleaning, really basic stuff for basic airbrush. Actually gives you a dilution schedule for enamels, lacquers, and acrylics. How to clean it out, a little checklist type stuff. And of course, the ever-present with Spray Gunner, the card. Declaring who it is that packed your stuff. Thank you, Carrie, or Kari. More of these. A standard air hose. This is probably only going to be 6 feet. Yeah, more like 3 feet. Yeah, it's a 3-foot hose. So they put this in the box that this comes in. And you'll notice I've got a ton of brushes. Anyways, I guess they're appealing to my pack rat nature. So let's see. Let's pull this out here. Let's plug this guy in. Now you can plug this directly into the airbrush. This is the exact same fitting. I don't know that that's necessary. I don't, you know, because it's just whatever. It might get in the way. Well, we're doing it this way this time. Naturally, if I was using more than one airbrush, I'd have a quick disconnect on here. But this is, you know, it's fairly smooth. I mean, it's not going to feel like a custom micron. I don't know exactly what kind of tip we've got in here. It might be a 0.3. I got so many of these things that I don't know that it matters, but so I'll show you how it works. Okay, so it builds up pressure, and when you hit the air, it turns on again. So the 10 psi that they're talking about is what comes out of the end of the brush right here while you're painting. If I wanted to get this air going all the time, I would just unscrew this, and now it's going to run and run and run until it runs out of juice. This is where they're getting your 27 to 36 psi. So when they put the gauge on the end of this thing, that's what it's going to read because it's stopped. But while you're actually painting, you're going to be at 10-ish. Which is why I'm gonna mess around with these dies here on a scrap piece of something I was working on earlier. I'm not going to roll my compressor into this little small space if I'm going to be using like non-toxic materials, and the amount of pressure that's coming out of here is so low. I cannot imagine it's going to be creating any kind of a cloud that can't be dissipated by doing this. 10 psi is barely anything. So many here. We'll do like a little bit of emerald. They're water. They're basically, it's like food dye. I'll just put a couple of drops in, and see what we can see. You can see it's not even barely interrupting the paper. You guys can see what kind of a line I'm getting. Now, of course, what I'm getting out of this airbrush is not a judgment on what the compressor is capable of. And I want to make sure everybody understands what I mean when I say, like, this is a baseline level airbrush. It doesn't feel super clunky. You know, you can hear the noise level. It's, you know, it's not too bad. I don't know if I would be, you know, wanting to do a video or anything like that while it's running. I'll have to play this back and see. But I mean, it pushes the color out. You know, it's a little speckly around here. Of course, that could be the airbrush. It might be that the pressure's low. I might want to even, you know, thin this out. This stuff has been around since literally the mid 80s, and there's still way over half of them are in pretty good shape. But let's see. Let me get two hands on this. So I started at 75, I'm down at 50. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I'll be right back. Small edit. I'm gonna go get a different airbrush. I think it's good for some basic applications, but I'd like to see I would like to see where this airbrush ends and that little battery compressor begins. So I'm going to shut it off here. See? And then we'll take this out and clean it up later. Okay, I got a Creo 770. I think the new model is the 771. I don't know what they did to it. This is the finest airbrush that I have in my. I've got two of these. I love them to death. So I'm just going to see kind of what it does here. Okay, so I can feel a decent amount of control. One of the things that you let's see if I can get closer here. Now this right here, that's what I was getting about as fine a line as I was getting out of the other airbrush. So like I said, I'm trying to separate the performance of the airbrush versus the performance of this little compressor here. I can get let me adjust this. I'm picking up some trailing. So you can see how much finer this is versus this, which was coming out of the other airbrush. So the compressor is working great. I really like it, and the addition of this. See, what are we at here? We're still at 50. That's good. Who wants to sit there and wait for 5 minutes and get out of their creative groove while the compressor charges up? You swap this out, put this other battery in, and you're off and running. You don't have to worry about it. If there's a drying issue or you're stuck in a spot where you can't stop and you have to keep going, it makes it really convenient. 2 enthusiastic thumbs up for this. Now I can't say for what the durability of it is. I've only just unboxed it and started using it. I was a little concerned about the performance at 10 or 15 psi, but using these watery Dr. Martin dyes is pretty good. I'm pretty sure that you can thin out, and I'm absolutely sure that you can thin out urethanes to a consistency that can be driven with 10 or 15 psi. But aside from that little motor running, we are good to go. See how good to go we are? That's how good we are. I like it. Now, this is the second thing, the second product that I've ordered from Spray Gunner. And as I said before, I really was more interested in the battery. I'm not necessarily interested in the airbrush. When I'm looking for super fine detail, I'm not going to spend less than $200. I'll spend, unless it's one of these, because that's right where one of these comes in at. It's going to be a Harder and Steinbeck or a higher higher level airbrush that even like Spray Gunner would offer. They're dealing with a lot of different products, and it seems like their range goes from like a automotive use, because I mean they've got it right there as an automotive gun, all the way down to something like this where it's just hobbies. They're trying to cover the entire market, and so far after 2 products, they're 2 for 2. There's reward incentives and things like that, points that you can spend. So the next time, and definitely near the end of the year when I need to spend money for tax reasons, I'll be going back to Spray Gunner. But I like the orange and the black. I like this this color going together there. It's the design of this is really nice. It's even more compact than some of the other ones that I've seen. But so far so good. Really happy, right? So anyways, if you like this, if you found it informative, hit a like, hit a subscribe, share it out. Go see spraygunner.com, and I'm going to go clean these, and I'll talk to you all on the next one. Thanks for hanging out. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell. Share the video with your friends, and don't forget to visit my website, idcrisisdesign.com. You can see a lot of great artwork and my products for sale. Links are in the description. Thanks for watching.